So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Before I get into the watch show, I'm going to ask all of you, which I know you guys always do it because you guys are very loyal to the channel, and this is your channel. I know you guys do it. Hello to all of you out there. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It's going to help us out. It's going to continue making the channel just spread out. And get bigger and bigger and bigger. So please give us a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. That'll be very helpful too. I would like to see more people in our channel as it continues growing. Also, I do want to say something. We have had several watch subscribers reach out to us and tell us that they're not getting no notification. When I'm going live or when I'm uploading a video. All that good stuff. So I'm gonna ask you if you don't mind. Maybe you should. Sweet Kikino is the one that prepares me with all this stuff. And he's telling me that you guys maybe should click. If you haven't clicked the bell, the bell would, like click the bell. I don't know, something about a bell you have to click, the subscriber thing. So if you click that, maybe you'll get my notifications when I'm going live, when I'm live streaming, and all that good stuff. So please, you know, don't forget to do that. All right, guys? Don't forget to do that. It will really help us out. The channel's really, really, it's looking good. It's looking good. We made it to a level that we thought we were never gonna make it. The way that we have done it is all thanks to you guys again, right? Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about another subject, and the other subject is that all these platforms that I belong to, I have to keep on telling you just to remind you so you have it in your head. They're basically working with auctions, buying from each other, buying from each other to artificially inflate, prices, to get you guys. Oh, okay, okay, super. Thank you, Franco. Thank you very much. Yes, that's what I mean. All notifications, exactly. Listen to Franco. He knows more than me. That thing. Thank you very much. Thank you so much again to all of you. I mean, you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but if you want to see me live and all that good stuff, when I upload a video, it'll bing, that kind of stuff. So all these channels are just doing auctions among themselves and trying to hype up prices, and it's not looking good for them. But that's what they're doing, and you guys should know. Another thing that I want to talk to you guys about is, we have this channel, our one of our, one of your favorite channels, which is the gentleman with the boxing black eyes, and they have a new commercial out. And I want you to take a look at the commercial. It's gonna do me a lot of good, and it's gonna do you a lot of good. And that commercial says something to the effect, I want to buy your watches. If you're looking to make space in your watch collection, I want to buy your watches. This is what this gentleman is saying. We're talking about no other than Chia Pet. We're talking about Chia Pet. He's making his commercial, and he's asking all of you out there that if you have all these watches, like the Rolex, Richard Milles, APs, Pateks, all that good stuff, Vacheron Constantin, the watches that everybody, wants to get. But it's good that I want you to go there, to all of you that are selling your watches, because we don't buy no watches in this channel. We don't want to buy your watches, and we don't want to sell you no watch. But I do want you to go to that channel and take a look, see what they're, what they want. They want to buy your watches, so you can see what they're going to give you for your watches. I've had a couple of subscribers reach out to me that the prices that they were offering them. Listen, I'm kind. I'm kind to the prices they're offering you guys for your watches. I'm kind. You should see the prices they're offering for your watches. If you don't believe me, just, I don't care what watch you have. Go over there, you go and you tell them that you have this watch. You send them the pictures. You tell them the conditions. You tell them all that situation that the watch has, so you can see the price they're gonna give you for your watch. They're gonna blow your hair back, and they're gonna knock your socks off. And I'm telling you, I want you to go see. It goes something like this: I want to buy your watches. If you want to make space to your collection watches, I want to buy your watches. We want to buy this, we want to buy that. Well, the guy, guy with the chia pair with the plugs in his head, big jumbo white out ears, that guy, he's there. And ladies and gentlemen, I mean, when I see these things, I don't like it too much. Look out for my video. I'm going to make the same video. I'm going to make the same video the way that guy looks, the same way. I'm going to make the same hairstyle, same ears, everything, same shirt. And I'm going to do exactly everything. I'm going to mimic him, It's mimic a real word. Mimic. ¿Tú entiendes lo que te digo, Mimic. I'm going to mimic him so you can see the way these people, do things, so you can see who I am and you go, wow, you want to sell your watch? Go over there now. And you're going to get this deep, real deep, you're going to get it, So remember what I'm telling you. I am going to do my commercial, my way, my style. I want to mock him. I'm going to mock him, because people have told me that they have called already to sell the watches. And I don't want to tell you nothing. I'm not going to tell you the prices. You take your watches, and you go sell it to them. Somebody even told me the other day, if I'm going to sell my white gold Pepsi, blue dial, red ceramic, meteorite dial, how much are they going to give me? I mean, if you're expecting to get in the high 40s, there'll be a cold day in hell before you see the high 40s at this moment, I don't think the subscriber felt very comfortable when I told them that, but I had to tell them the truth because I'm stupid like that. I say the truth and that's it, You understand me? And so I'm telling you, the gentleman starts off this way. I want to buy your watches, If you want to make room in your collection, I want to buy your Richard Mille, your F.P. Journe, your Rolex, your Patek, your Vacheron, because they know the situation está jodida. They know already. They know the situation está jodida. There's no more money out there. So they know it already. But I'm here to tell you what's going on so you can prepare yourself. So when you go try to sell your Pepsi, Jubilee stainless steel for $22,000 and you get this, you're going to go, wow. Wow. You understand me? I say it the way it is. Somebody the other day said something here real well, and I believe it was Franco Fiore. And he said something to the effect, I wrote it down, Franco. You said something to the effect, you bought this and what you're going to get is this, a logo. It came out beautiful the way you said it, but I forgot, the way it was, So exactly, that too, Dr. Evil. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to tell all of you something to give you a warning because I know that you guys are big fanatics of boxing black eyes and of chia pet. But, I know you're fans and that's beautiful. But, because you're fans, no sean palomos. Palomos, that means don't be naive. Do not be naive because they're going to give you this. All right? And they know that the watch market is dead. And they know there are people out there that can't even pay their mortgage at this moment. No lie. No lie. If you did not watch Inside Job, you need to see the movie. I said it wrong. You need to see the documentary Inside Job. That's all I got to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go to another subject. And this situation that I'm going to be talking about is going to be dedicated to Mr. Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil is a gentleman that he is in this channel, and he's very involved, like I am involved in precious materials, gold, platinum, silver, all that good stuff, rhodium, me. Everything that I'm talking about is me. I'm not talking about nobody. It's me. What I'm going to tell you is about me. I'm not giving you no directions. I'm not telling you what to do, when to buy, when to drop. None of that. I'm telling you about me. It's all about me, about Juan Felipe Nieves. I want you to know that today the gold price is at $3,406. And the rhodium is at $7,400. Some people have been asking me, that they feel a little bit confused. They're wondering, how would gold hold up if we enter in a recession, and they ask me these questions. How would it be? How would they behave? How would gold behave? And I'm gonna tell you something to put things in perspective. Perspective. I'm gonna try to speak English in a real good way today. To put things in perspective, uh, gold was about $2,063 in January 2024. You know, that's the price that gold was in the year 2024 in the month of January. $2,063 per ounce at a level that it was never, basically seen, and it was steady. It was just there. It was there, in a beautiful level, and things were not, the best in the world, in 2024, but it stood there at $2,063. I'm talking about myself, so this way you guys can make your own, analysis, especially Dr. Evil, So it was holding on, to $2,063 an ounce in the year 2024 in the month of January. Unbelievable, but true. It was, and it was accessible as well. You can buy what you want. You can buy it at that price. Still, you can go over there to Costco and buy it. Listen to me. I don't want to bore you with this, but you have to listen because it's very important so you can see what's happening in the world. The world right now is upside down and is frogged up. Frogged. Like a frog, frogged up. I don't want you to misunderstand, And I mean, during that time, the gold was at that price. And let's fast forward, Dr. Evil, let's fast forward when people, experts, believe that amount of 2063 was out of this world and just holding on steady, steady and just moving, do you follow what I'm trying to say? Exactly, Dr. Evil, and just moving, unbelievable the way it was moving. And to our surprise, or maybe not to your surprise, but to my surprise, one day in April of 2025, gold reached the price of $3,500 an ounce. 3,000, to be exact, 3,505 with 80 cents. 3,505 with 80 cents. Something out of this world. Records were broken. People were just, going bananas. People were going bananas with that price that it reached, And today is the month of August the 13th, and the price is at $3,406.80. Something that it has never been seen. So I don't know if this answers your question, Dr. Evil. I don't know. No sé, doctor, si esto aquí, is going to answer your question, because you're asking me, should I continue buying? I would continue stacking up. I would continue stacking up on gold and stacking up and stacking up and just stacking up. If you have the cash, you're the king. There's nothing out there right now. Nothing out there. The only thing I can tell you is I'm going to change this topic to rhodium. I told you about rhodium at $695 an ounce, and it shot up all the way to $22,500. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are hearing me, this is what the experts. I'm going to tell you something today that I never say to you guys, because it's not right to say that, because those are things I'm reading, those are things that I'm studying, that I'm not going to tell you, hey, this, but I'm going to tell you now. The experts, the experts are looking for that kind of shot, boom, of that $25,000 an ounce of gold. You understand me? That's what they're looking for. They already know it hit 2063 an ounce in January. Just kept on going and kept on going and kept on to 3505, and today 3406.80, something to that, right? So with rhodium, they saw that rhodium went from $600, 695, all the way up to $22,500. $22,500 in the rhodium. And the gold, people, they're playing with gold. The real big, kaboom, the kaboom people. Those are the numbers they're looking for. Am I saying that they're going to come? No, 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 no. I'm telling you, I'm sharing with you what I hear. That number of the 3404 has been like that. It's been like that. Doesn't move from there. But suddenly it's going to go, ta! And you're not going to be on the bus. But Dr. Evil's going to be in the bus, and I'm going to be in the bus. Did I make myself clear? That I say a wrinkle. I don't say it real nice like those people are used to looking at. Like Boxing, Black Eyes, Chia Pet, Walrus, Hippo. I say it my way. No te meta, Tino. No te meta. No te meta. No te meta. No te meta. No te meta, Tino. No te meta. No te meta. I got it under control. Dame una cosa. Hold on for a second, guys. No te metas, no te puedo meter. No te puedo meter. Entra, entra. Ale, siéntate. No te metas porque lo estoy confundiendo. I never said anything that I believe that is going to go to $26,000. And I'm telling you what I hear. I wasn't supposed to tell you this, but Dr. Evil sent me a very nice comment, very long, and he asked me. And Dr. Evil told me, exactly. Well, so I've been telling you people out there as well. If you read right now the comment that Dr. Evil just put down, he put down there, I believe it was that, is there any gold in Fort Knox? I say that I take full responsibility to say that I believe that in the Vatican, there's a lot of gold. There's a lot of gold in the Vatican. And that I do believe. I really believe that. I don't know about Fort Knox. I think Fort Knox is just a real big, thank you, Mr. Donald, for saying that. That's just my theory. Now, do I believe that gold is going to go higher than 34 or higher than 3505? For sure, I do. I do. There's too many things happening in the world. There's just too many things happening in the world right now. We are printing money all over the place, all over the world. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. So if you think that gives you some kind of vision, exactly. There it is. It's like the ones that have the information in the world are the ones that run the world. You follow what I'm trying to say? It's the same thing. The ones that have all the information, the ones that own the TVs, the radios, the newspapers, magazines, they're the ones that run the whole world. And it's the same thing with gold. They're the ones that run the whole world. So I think what's going to happen is that the same thing that happened with rhodium. I mean, I think it should happen even faster. It should have happened faster with gold than with rhodium, but for some reason, it happened with rhodium. It shot up to that price, and people became millionaires overnight. And right now, I think a lot of people are putting all their eggs on gold that have money. They're putting all their money on gold. Again, I'm not telling you to do none of that. I'm not here to give you any kind of advice on that situation. I'm telling you because Dr. Evil reached out to me, and I do believe Dr. Evil that, I mean, buy if you have the cash, Papi, you know, exactly. If it is, there it is. We have a gentleman here by the name of Christopher. That he basically he drops also his knowledge and his beliefs, and they're very respected and very, I like that. I like that all of you. You have your way of thinking, all of you. But I'm telling you that I think with Go, it's gonna be a real big kaboom. I really mean it's gonna be a real big kaboom. And I mean, listen, I know people. This I'm gonna say. And this is for real. I know people that have, um, how can I say this? 20 kilos, 20 kilos of gold, pure gold, and they bought it at 30, 30 something, 30 something and change the kilo. Then they bought it for 45, 48. And today, the kilo is at 100. Maybe you guys can help me out. Maybe you can help me out, Dr. Eve. I think it's somewhere in 109, 110,000 uh, a kilo. So right there, it tells you right there that these people, became a millionaire already. You know what they have, and they see that gold goes like this, 105,000. Thank you very much, Christopher. Gold goes like that, and like this, and like that, and they don't move. They leave their bricks in the corner, in the safe deposit box. They leave it there, and they don't care, because these people really believe that this thing is going to go all the way up. Let me ask you a question, Christopher. Do you think it's going to go all the way up? There you go. There you go. I want to hear what you guys think. If you guys really think that, it's going to go all the way up. And I think I honestly think that it might catch a lot of us sleeping, when that thing went way up. Because that thing just goes all the way up, and you say, what happened here? And people, right, and those people are waiting for that when it goes like that, woof, all the way up. Okay, here it is. Boom. You know what it is to have 20 bars, 20 kilos, you know, and the ounce of gold is at $3,400 an ounce, and that thing goes up to $22,000 an ounce. What do, man? You go crazy. You say, oh my God, how many ounces are in a kilo? How many ounces? It's crazy. I got you, Christopher. It's crazy. So, I hope this gives you some kind of clarity, that you can see, what's happening, and it's crazy. It's very it's crazy. And people have told me in my face, I will not sell one. I, so our conversation is too deep. Our conversation is too deep. Stack it up, man. Stack it up. I'm telling you, those players that I know, they tell me that they will not sell one bar. They will not sell it because they're waiting for that big kaboom. They're not going to let go of it. They already got it. They got it when it was at 1,800 an ounce, 18, 17 something, 2,000, 26, 35, 34 an ounce. They're not, so if you are banking on gold and you have gold, yes, this I will tell you. If you have the cash, continue stacking up. Listen, man, Costco, which is that store that we buy all our canned goods and all that good stuff, they have there the ounces. And this is no lie. If you are an original subscriber of this channel, you're gonna remember I told you that they were selling it in Costco at $3,063 an ounce. Has anybody seen any more gold in Costco lately? I haven't been there lately. That's what I'm asking you. Are they still selling it or they stopped? I think Costco just say, hey man, let's just hold this stuff and that's it, man, because it's going crazy. So again, do what you think you should do with your decisions. It's not my decisions. I'm only giving Mr. Dr. Evil what what I've heard and what I think personally. I'm not telling you to do anything. Guys, I have 26 organic subscribers and 11 thumbs up. Maybe the conversation is too deep that you forgot about giving me a thumbs up, but that's fine. Okay, guys, don't forget to click the bell as well. Dr. Evil, did I answer your question? Do you feel more comfortable that you're going to continue stacking up on gold, or you're going to lay off, or you're going to lay low? We're going to go into a watch market update, guys. Okay, we're going to go into a watch market update. Look at that. Wow, look at that. Wow, Franco, wow. Did you hear that, gentlemen? Wow, look at that one. Dr. Evil, gold and silver still buys the same thing, same amount it bought 70 years ago. You guys know what, you guys know what's going on. I can't be here telling you, what to do. I'm telling you what I'm doing. What I'm doing. I know people that have, like I said again, 20 bricks. 20 bricks. And if you ask me what I have, I don't have not even half of I don't even have a quarter of that. But it's these players are really playing hard ball. They're playing hard ball, fast ball, fast ball, boom. And I sit down with them and I hear them, I go, wow. I mean, right now, I'm gonna ask you all a question so I can go into the watch market update. If you had these 20 bricks, this question is for all of you. If you guys had those 20 bricks that these gentlemen that I know have, 20 kilos, would you cash in? Would you cash me in, cash me in, or will you still wait for what they're waiting for, the kaboom, the rhodium kaboom? No, I mean, okay, it's fine. Cash in. Somebody said cash in. No way. I wait. I want to know what, for real. I want to know. Hold, okay, you hold. Hold, there it is, another hold. I want to know what for real, just to know. I said, listen, in my channel, the people there, these people are professionals. You got all kind of people there, all professionals. Another 5-10 years, Dr. Donut. So now I'll cash in and buy back. I'll go, okay. So, okay, that's good enough. I'm going to tell you now. If I had 20 bricks, I didn't hear Dr. Evil. He's the most important one because this is for Dr. Evil. What would you do, Dr. Evil? Would you cash in or would you still hold on for the kaboom on those 20 bricks, on those 20 kilos of gold, solid gold? You will wait 100%. Okay? So there it is. You guys, I think the majority said they will wait. Dr. Evil ghosted us. He didn't say a word about this. I'm going to be honest. If I had 20 bricks and I bought it when they bought it at the $1,700 an ounce, revolution would be a kaboom. So then me, yo soy el palomo. I'm the naive one, Yo soy el lambón. I'm the lambón and the palomo, the naive. And lambón is the dodo bird, the dummy, the dumbski. Then I would cash me in. And you guys said no, but I don't have the 20 bricks of gold. I don't have it, I don't have that. So that's why I'm saying it. Maybe if I did have it, I said no, because man, you will make so much money those people that I know are gonna just, they're gonna make so much money that thing goes kaboom, Whatever it is, guys, I hope you enjoy that. You learn something from that. From me, at least you learn something. What I feel, what I think. Wow, bread will be at $10 a loaf. Take a loan on it. Wow, look at that one. That's a good one right there. I like that. Who's this? JD. JD Public. Did you hear what he said? I'll take a loan on it. I didn't think about that one. I gotta put that one in perspective. That's right. That's a very good one. Did you hear that, gentlemen? Wow. Okay, he's a professional. Gentlemen, you hear that? He's a professional. You understand? We got professionals in this channel. You know why we got professionals? Because we got rules in this channel. Rules, not suggestions. Rules. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry. Listen, guys, I think this is live. This is totally live. They live, exactly, they live. Yeah, I'm gonna return now to the watch market because I think I remember when you give real solid stuff, hey, and we had a gentleman there that just came in. He says he's a professional in what he does, so maybe you should read what he says. Right, guys? I'm going to go into the watch market update. I hope all of you appreciate this topic that we brought out today on behalf of Dr. Evil, that he wanted it. And there it is, Dr. Evil, okay? You see that? We do whatever our subscribers ask. We go out there and we do it, If thank you very much. Thank you very much, JD. Thank you very much, JD. So I'm gonna go into the watch market update. Our first watch is a Patek Philippe stainless steel 5980 blue dial chronograph. Retail price is $53,100. It is a collector's choice, collector's dream, collector's grade, and a collector's grave as well. This watch went all the way up to over $200,000, an example, the retail price is $53,100. It's a chronograph and it has a 40.5 millimeter casing. And I'm going to tell you, Blue Dial Nautilus. I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that watch more than $81,000 and dropping. You do whatever you want. If you have a chronograph Nautilus with a Blue Dial 5980, call that channel. Call the channel, the one that says, I want to buy your watches. The guy, Chia Pet, Boxing Eyes. They're looking to buy your watch. And I want you to come back and tell me how much they offer you for your watch. Okay? Come back. That's going to be your assignment. All of you are going to sell your watches. You're going to call them up. Okay? Don't give up your watches to these people. Don't give it up. But just, you call them. You call Eddie Monster, you know what I'm trying to say? Just say, you call Eddie Monster. You know what I'm trying to say. Uncle Johnny. Uncle Johnny, you call him. All right, guys. Our next watch is an AP Royal Oak stainless steel double balance wheel open work 41 millimeter. Reference number 15407. Retail price is $80,200. Ladies and gentlemen, this watch was all the way up just a few months ago. All the way up. All the way up. Then it went down to 140. And playing around. Stainless steel, Unbelievable watch. Double balance wheel open work. Beautiful watch. I tell you the price. Retail price is $80,200. Don't pay for that watch. And I mean this. You do whatever you want with your money. It's your money. You do whatever you want. I understand that all of you have deep pockets. I understand that. But don't pay for that watch more than $122,000. And you do whatever you want. Our next watch, ladies and gentlemen, is an AP Royal Oak stainless steel jumbo ultra thin. Reference number 16202 blue. Blue. It's unbelievable, this watch. 39 millimeter. Retail price in the $36,000 mark. Unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, it was all the way up to $90,000. $85,000, $78,000. Disgusting. Disgusting. Look into, precious metal materials, ladies and gentlemen. Look into that. I'm telling you, these people that I know, they don't even, these people have watches because they just have watches, but not because, oh, I'm gonna make some money on a watch. No, man, they're buying what Dr. Eve was buying. That's all. That's their thing, and there is that. But they have all those watches. They have Pateks, they have APs, they have Richard Milles, but that to them is not where it's at. It's where all of you want to be at. All of you want to be at. Ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that 16202 stainless steel jumbo ultra thin. The jumbo. Don't pay for that watch. You ready? Don't pay more than $55,000 and dropping. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a watch for you guys. For you Omega, you Omega fans. Here's an Omega Speedmaster. Omega Speedmaster bronze gold. You ever heard about that one? Bronze, bronze gold, 18 karat bronze gold. Unbelievable looking watch, has a leather strap, It's beautiful, the chronoscope, chronoscope, 43 millimeter. Unbelievable watch with a retail price of $17,500, unbelievable looking time machine. But be careful with these watches, be careful. Don't pay for that watch, ladies and gentlemen, and you do whatever you want. This is a beautiful Omega Speedmaster Chronoscope, bronze 18 karat gold with a leather strap. Don't pay for that watch more than $9,300. And I don't want to drop too much today because, I'm drinking this for my stomach, unbelievable. My wife is always watching, she doesn't let me drink no more or soda, none of that stuff, only these juices that she buys somewhere. I don't know where she gets it from, in a farm, I think it's from a sheep or something, una cabra, a goat. Unbelievable. Go to that channel, I'm telling you, and go sell your watches. I'm gonna become more of a hero than what I am. I said it wrong. Sweet Kid Kino is gonna become more of a hero. Exactly. Exactly. Well said. Well said, Florida. Well said. I'm telling you, we're gonna become more of heroes. So you heard that. The Omega. The next watch is an AP Royal Oak stainless steel crown, green dial. Listen to this one, ladies and gentlemen. Before we all got to meet each other through this channel, I don't know none of your names, but I know Donut, Mr. D, Christopher, and so on and so on and so on. This watch was all the way up to $150,000. $150,000. I swear, man. $150,000. We're talking about the AP Royal Oak stainless steel chrono, green dial, 41 millimeter, reference number 26240. Unbelievable watch with a retail price of $40,500. 2023, 2024, 2025, $40,500 is the retail price for that green. You're paying $10,000 for the green dial. It is not an anniversary, none of that stuff. Green dial equals Palomo. Exactly. Naive. $150,000. I saw people going crazy. Hey, you saw the guy, Jose Feliciano with the nippleitis and the black, t-shirt, the sunglasses, and the skateboard sneakers and the ripped jeans. Is this gonna go? We don't know. It's gonna go to $200,000. Oh my God. Somebody has to help these people. That's what I would think. And somebody has to help these people. They cannot continue being lambones, And they went to that price. And ladies and gentlemen, that watch today, I'm going to tell you the truth, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch more than $52,000 and dropping. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. It's your money. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go into a watch here that I'm going to take a couple of minutes talking about this watch because I saw this watch with my eyes, man. I saw it with my eyes. I touched it. I looked at the person. I made a video on this person that bought this watch. A guy a young kid that made so much money with with that money. You know that money, the money that's very strong now today. Here again, cryptocurrency. And this kid made all the money in the world. You know, he bought an orange Lamborghini, a green Lamborghini, M&M colors, just went crazy. And he bought that watch from from those brothers. You know, they're from India. They're from India. They're like around seven brothers. They bought that watch over there. And ladies and gentlemen, he bought this watch for $765,000. This is no. You know I say things to where they are. $765,000. We're talking about a Richard Mille RM6501 Rolls Gold split second chronograph. It has like 46 buttons, you know, red, green, yellow, all the buttons in the world, you know. It's an unbelievable machine. It truly is. It's like having a Ferrari, you know, F1 in your hand, you know. And the kid bought it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, he bought it for that price. And then he tried to sell it around because tough times came around and he wanted to sell it. He didn't want to get rid of his Ferraris and Lambos and apartments. So the next thing he wanted to get rid of was that watch. And when he went back to those people to go see them, what a waste is correct. What a waste is correct, Papa. What a waste is correct. I know that many of you know this story. You know what? I might put a rerun tonight so you can see that story. And you're gonna go, wow, man. Kid perdió las nalgas. You know, he lost his buttocks. You know, he lost his buttocks. And then he went to downtown Miami and he went to, I really told him, I said, listen, man, you know, don't do that because it's just gonna keep on dropping. Anyway, that young kid was able to sell the watch for 300 I think it was $330,000. Man, you know what's to lose, you know, 400 and change in a watch? And I'm going to tell you today, ladies and gentlemen, listen, Richard Mille watches are dead in water. Don't bank on that. Eso plástico. That's plastic, man. Don't let them get you with that STD, you know, STP, TPT, NTPTTT. Don't fall for that. Don't pay for that watch. And I'm going to tell you, that has a retail price of $335,000. The retail price. I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. Nobody's going to give it to you the way I'm going to give it to you, Papi. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not selling your watch and I don't want your watches. I'm not selling your watch and I don't want your watches. But don't pay for that watch. Don't pay more than 200. This is embarrassing, man. You heard the number 200 already? 200 already. Don't pay more than $268,000. Qué jodida le dieron a la gente, brother. I don't know. Somebody has to help me out there. You want to put something up there so I can read it later on? Because I learn from you guys. After I finish the show, I read what you guys leave me there. You know, I dissect it, you know? Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex stainless steel Land Dweller. White dial. Reference number 127334, 40 millimeter. Retail price is $15,350. Does anybody know what I'm going to tell you not to pay for that Land Rover? Does anybody know? Nobody knows? Let's go. Don't pay for that watch. I don't care what they tell you. You know, they're hyping up the prices amongst each other in auctions, fake auctions. Fake. Listen, I'm in shock if this is for real. Dr. Dono said $36,500, right? $36,500. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, before I forget, he said $36,500. And I'm going to tell you because I'm an honest man. Don't pay for that watch more than $38,000. $38,000. You do whatever you want, and that watch is dropping. It's going to get to that number of Mr. Donut. It's going to get to that number of Alex. It's going to get to that number. Just to let you all know. But there it is. All right, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, here's another Richard Mille. I'm not Dr. Donut. Mister, I'm sorry. Here's another Richard Mille. We have a Richard Mille fully diamond from factory. Listen to this, man. This is disgusting. This watch was $400,000. This was for, you know, for a smaller frame man, you know, or for the wife, whatever it is. Fully, you know, rose gold diamond factory. Richard Mill, unbelievable. You know, it's the truth. RM010. You know, Mitt said this watch was over $450,000, Poppy. People that just had so much money, just they must be thinking today, say, what did I do with my money? What did I do with it? You know, this watch was over that amount that I just finished telling you. I mean, it was crazy. People were giving money away, you know, and then on top of that, they had all that money from cryptocurrency, whatever it is, that name, you know, that name. Then they started giving out free government money, you know, government money all over the place. And ladies and gentlemen, you're not gonna believe this. I'm gonna tell you, don't pay for that watch. It was at one moment over $450,000, and the people will put it on their wrist, and they will, you know, put their chests out like, man, unbelievable. I don't have this body, but I have this watch, and the watch does the rest for me. Don't pay for that watch, for that RM010 rose gold factory diamond out, bust down diamond out factory. Don't pay for it more, and I mean don't pay for it more than $113,000. $113,000. I will read that. What this gentleman just wrote down, Mr. R. I will read that. You know what that is? $113,000. Ladies and gentlemen, here's another one for you. Here's another one. Here's a Patek Philippe white gold. This is for people out there that I know. I have some people in this channel right now that like this watch. And they've been trying to hype this watch among themselves, but it just falls down and then go a little up. Then it falls down again, and then just a little bit up, and it falls down again. This is the Patek Philippe white gold, 5980, blue jean strap, blue jean dial, you know, washed blue jean dial. Unbelievable. Chronograph, you know, unbelievable. This watch is a beautiful watch because it is a beautiful watch. It's a beautiful watch. Next time I'll give you the 5740. Today, we're going to be talking about this 5980 white gold blue jean strap, 40.5 millimeter casing with a retail price that it has gone up in the last, since it came out, like 2 times already. It's gone up in price. And the retail price today is, before it was 70 something, now it's $85,290. That's the retail price today. You know, today. But when it came out, when it first came out, it was 70 something. I don't know. If you look into it, you're going to see what I'm saying. Like, wow. And I'm going to tell you today, ladies and gentlemen, exactly, no more. They can't make no more. Well, what? The only videos they can make is asking you guys to call in so they can sucker you in into getting your watches. That's right. And many of you are going to fall because not everybody's seen my channel. You know, I've had people, you know, a couple of people that have never seen this channel say, man, I wish I would have seen this channel a couple of years ago. Anyway, don't pay for that 5980 blue jean dial. Don't pay for that watch more. Like $35 for the strap. You're right. Don't pay for that 5980 blue jean strap. Don't pay for it more than $159,000. Right? You do whatever you want. You listen. If you have a 5980 with a blue jean strap and a blue jean dial, call Boxing Eyes. You know, call Chia Pet and ask him how much he gives you for that watch. Ask him. I'm being nice. I'm being nice. You know, they only want people to call them that they are dumbskis. You know what a dumbski is? You know what a palomo is? You know what a possum kicker is? A cow tipper? You don't know what that is? You know what a tomato can is? Palmolive dish liquor? That's what they want. That's all. Anyway, our next watch, ladies and gentlemen, this watch here at one moment was over $600,000. Does anybody know the name Bubba Watson? Bubba Watson. He was a golf player, you know? It's unbelievable. I think he's already retired already. You know, he made so much money, you know, with all those watches. You know, he was an ambassador for Richard Mille. You know, Richard Mille. Bubba Watson. White ceramic. I call it the white ceramic golf ball. Unbelievable, you know? Skeletonized. Unbelievable that watch. The RM055. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't understand. This is the white one, all white, ceramic. Unbelievable watch. Bubba Watson. And this watch, I'm telling you. You know, there was a guy in California that he has a real big car collection that you're not gonna believe me. That he left me a message, that guy. And he is from that group, you know, from Toupee Wigman, you know, Toupee Wigman, you know. He has a big car collection. Forgot his name. He left me a message asking me and then thanking me and everything about this watch because he wanted to buy it, the Bubba Watson, all white. And I'm gonna tell you, this watch was at over $500,000. You don't believe me? That's fine. You don't have to believe me. You thought I was Bubba, huh? Okay. You thought I was Bubba. I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that Bubba Watson. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much, Bobby. Thank you very, very much. Don't pay for that Bubba Watson. Don't pay for it more than $239,000. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is an AP Royal Oak Stainless Steel 15400. AP Royal Oak Stainless Steel 15400. You know, this is also a collector's grade, collector's choice, collector's, you know, whatever you want to call it. This is a collector's grade. You know what it is. But it still has some meat left on the bone. The retail price of that watch is $19,700. And you shouldn't pay a dollar more than 29. Don't pay more than $28,000. It has the silver, the gray, you know, the sinker. You know, when you go fishing, you put the little weight, you know, that color is the dial, you know. And they've made it. They've made this watch among themselves go up in prices among themselves because, you know, come on. You know what I'm trying to say. Funeral curtains on wheels. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is another watch that is an embarrassment. It's a Rolex yellow gold Daytona Oyster Flex meteorite dial, yellow gold. You know, unbelievable. Reference number 116518LN. Unbelievable. 40 millimeter. Has a retail price of, you know, you have to be a big boy, you know, to get that watch, you know, because they take you to the back door. That's how they give it to you, you know, a little bit of a Clicquot, a little bit of Moët Chandon, you know. You know, they're not gonna open a bottle of Cristal for you. They're not. You know, maybe, you know, Clicquot or maybe a Moët Chandon. You get that, and they give you this watch in the back door. You know. Another 5,000 rubber strap. Exactly. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you, this watch at one moment, if you guys don't know it, does anybody have this watch out there in the audience? Does anybody have it? This watch? We're talking about the Rolex Daytona, yellow gold, Oyster Flex, meteorite dial, 40 millimeter. Anybody have one? Well, this watch at one moment was over $200,000. Over $200,000. Hay que ser tremendo lambón de verdad, man. I mean, when it's free money, man, when it's free money, you don't have la conciencia. You don't tienes conciencia. You don't have no conscience. You know, like, you know, the Pluto. You know, the Pluto. Ladies, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that Rolex Daytona with a meteorite dial, yellow gold. Don't pay for it. Don't pay for that watch more than $67,000. And it's dropping faster than Bill Clinton's pants in an Arkansas farmhouse. You do whatever you want. Listen, guys, you're gonna get the truth for you. Whether you like it or not, you're gonna get it here. You know, you might not like it, you might like it, but I'm gonna tell you the truth always. Be careful with your money, man. Be very, very, very careful. You know, I'm not telling you that, you know, you want to buy a pair of shoes, you know, you want to buy a pair of slacks, you know, a suit, you want to take the wife out, the family on a trip. That's beautiful. Do all that. But don't be, you know, you heard about that, you know, the 6501 Rose Gold, Richard Mille, $765,000. Don't pay more than 268. Come on, Bobby. Come on. You know, stop being silly. You know, you're in this channel, I'm not going to let you be silly. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a watch here. It's a Rolex, yellow gold, green dial, gold gauges. It's the new John Mayer, you know, the Rolex Daytona, yellow gold, that green dial with the gold gauges. Beautiful watch, the 126508, new. this year. Retail price is $48,400. And they had this watch all the way up. When it first came out, they had it to a buck 50, buck 40, and kept on going, 108, 99, 87. And I'm going to tell you today, ladies and gentlemen, be careful with your children's tuition money. Don't pay for that watch more than $76,900. And it's dropping, Papi. It's dropping. It's crazy. It's dropping. It's crazy. No hay, papi. No hay chelo. No hay chelo. No hay pata. No hay euros. No hay cuartos. No money. No honey. No hay nada. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you the last watch market update of the afternoon. This is a Vacheron Constantin Overseas, the 4300V, 220-B946, ultra thin, perpetual calendar, skeletonized with a blue. This is an unbelievable. I'm not even going to tell you the retail because this watch is under retail. Under. I mean, you had to be somebody so big. You had to be somebody so big to get this watch from Vacheron. I mean, I remember, man, last year, Vacheron was still playing the comedy. They were still playing the comedy in the design district. They had like a little velvet, rope in the door, and a big, guy in the front, and no. I gotta tell you, because I'm a big fan of Vacheron Constantin. I'm a real big fan. I love the way they, produce their watches, but those things are, dead in water as well. And I'm gonna tell you, don't pay for that 4300V. Beautiful watch, beautiful. Don't pay for it more than $112,000 in dropping. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's your watch market update show. I hope you learned something today. I hope I was able to enter your homes via, this channel through here. I was able to, help you out somehow. I gave you some kind of direction. I hope that, some of these, subscribers that we have in our channel are very, very smart people. You can see what they wrote down. We had a gentleman there that says this is what he does for a living. And if you could, and you're thinking of, buying some precious metals, start thinking about it. Take a good look at it. All right, guys? Anyway, guys, we also have a private watch group. It's under my name, Juan Felipe Nieves. It's in Facebook. You just go to About. You'll find there Opus and Time Watches, and request to join the channel, and maybe Samantha and Sweet Kikino will let you in. They're the ones that have that under control. And that's what it is. I hope you enjoy the show very, very much. Thank you so much for all of you being here with me. You guys mean a lot. You guys mean a lot that you guys are here. Again, I want to just say something. We had at one moment over 35 subscribers, and we only have 20 thumbs up. That's not good for you or for me. You understand? It's not good for you or for me, because we want it to be like that, all the way open. Anyway, guys, take care and brush your hair.